Basically a survivor of day school, and a long time ago I was taken from my home when I was 2 years old, and all of my family were separated, and never really got to know them. A lot of us were taken from our homes and not really given the explanation of why we were placed, and basically letting us know why that happened to us. But a lot of suffering happened with that, with that made us lose our language, loss of culture, loss of family and friends, and the people that basically that we would normally know today in our school. I'm sitting here at Kindergarten Ruby school grounds right now, and behind me we have the territory where we hold our powwows. That was a place that I love to come to every year to get to know my family and friends, getting to know each other, and regaining all that was lost. It's very, very traumatic losing your family at such a young age, and not really getting to experience knowing who our family and friends are. There's a lot of healing that needs to come from this, and a long time ago I would have loved to remain here with my family and friends, but I feel that there was a lot of loss, a lot of lies that happened, a lot of trickery, a lot of manipulations through the Catholic Church, that and also through the social services when they used to come and see us and ask, and they would ask, well, do you want to remain here, or do you want to, when I was little, I'm talking about, do you want to remain here, or do you want to go back to, where do you want to go to school? Do you want to stay here, or do you want to go to your other school? And to me, the other school was the other school where I didn't know, was a place that I didn't know. In a child's mind, was when I was a child, to me, that understanding, I didn't know. And when I said, well, I want to go to my school, and I felt like it was a trick, to me today. And by making that choice as a child, I never got to know my family and my friends and everybody that could have been, and so there's a lot of healing that needs to come from all of this. And losing my mother, going to residential school, she suffered a lot, and so did my aunts and uncles, or whoever went there. They shared stories with me of things that happened there, and basically a lot of change needs to happen today. And today I see myself as a survivor, as a warrior, as a fighter, and I do a lot of this for the people, for my friends, because I want the change to happen. I want that change to remain. I want the change for the better for all of us. I hope the best for my family and friends, and for the people who are out there, we're all suffering this together, and together we could find a way to bring about that change, no matter how we do it and do it in good ways and in healthy ways to strengthen each other so that one day, we find peace and hope for our children and hope for our communities. And I know the change can't happen right away. It will happen, but through the generations, I believe, because change doesn't happen right away, but it still happens no matter how it does. We all come together to bring it about.
So when I first heard about what had happened in Kamloops and what they had dug up, quite to say, it really disturbed me. And I come from a family that did not attend residential schools, but I can only sympathize with what has happened at Kamloops. And it still disgustes me to this day. And all I can say is, Canada, what the fuck? You've really built your country on lies and genocide. So we got to do this now. We got to start owning up to your mistakes or our mistakes. We're only human. So why don't we all act together? Remember the stripes that my ancestors have taught you. We are all colors of the race. We are all colors of the people. We are all Anishinaabe together underneath the sun. Underneath the sun, we are all Anishinaabe. And if you can't forget, what kind of human being are you?
I think it's a big surprise because, well, it's not really a surprise because all the kids, are technically going missing. So I'm not really surprised that they went missing, but I don't get why they had to kill them all. It's kind of a big shocking, but also not so surprising because my mom, her mother, she went to residential school and she was put in a chair. And my mom, she has this Crohn's, and I think that's why she's so hurt because her mom was. And I really hope that if they had the chance, I really hope that they could come home.
And also my heart actually fills up with a lot of sorrow for all the families and for the residential school survivor people, actually, because my mom is a part of that and my grandmother, and basically a lot of my family and many other people have lost their traditions from this. It still has a ripple effect in people's lives, and it also, I could imagine if I was in that situation, well, I'd probably wouldn't be here, for one. I would not be sharing anything with anyone. I would not be alive because there's maybe a lot of reasons but then I'm lucky enough not to be there. So I basically hope people realize that everyone is actually human and we all deserve human rights. And there's a lot of different people that are in suffering from our past, and I don't know, we need a brighter future and work together towards that.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, my name is Doreen Stevens, my English name, and Anamatagase Odaying is my spirit name. And how I feel about this human spirit is, to me, agony, and at the same time, beauty. Because people that live in from a past, from present, from a future, well, they came from the stars, like these seeds that are coming right now in the air. And people always remember because we have spirit and we always return. So right now, this is a proof for me that there is a return of people that are coming to us and they're showing us. And this was, to me, prophecy, because we always come back to where we're from. And to me, it reminds me of a dream that I had called the Crib of Life. And it's beautiful. It's beauty. It's love. It's creation. And it's something that's going to be coming back in return. And when I hold this feather here, I think of straight up to the creation. Thank you, Kichimigwaj, to our ancestors for bringing these people back. These people, these human spirit, have suffered, yes, but we are suffering with them. And still, we still are fluid because there is no blocks, there's no breaking. The root, the seeds of this culture, the creative mind, the existence, and the beauty of these people. Kichimigwaj, Creator, for bringing them back, as I say as a strong woman. Thank you, Creator, for bringing them back and giving us proof that we are in a genocidal existence, but we strive still to survive, and we will, because we're strong people. And when we talk about humanity, we talk about the cradle of life. And we give birth to the generations of our ancestors, and we live with that. And it remains true as respect with the 7 grandfathers. Love, bravery, truth, wisdom, honesty, humility, respect. And that's all part of our humanity. It's all part of our existence. We are coming from the stars, and we return from the stars, but the evidence is always there, and we created this evidence, and these are our people. I give them hope for these people that are there, that these children have never had a chance to live, but also they will survive in our minds, and they will survive in our hearts. And yes, there is a day of reconciliation. My mother went to Spanish River School, and my father went to residential school. I'm a 60 Scoop member, and I'm also a day school. But, you know, we are people that are always moving forward, and we move forward with the 500 years of resistance. And that's who we are as a strong people. Chimigwech.
Hi, Kwe, hello. My name is Ron Tenasco, and my spirit name is White Thunderbird. I come from Kigan, Zibi, and Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation, and tell them my story about residential schools. And I went to the Parliament and seen all the little shoes there, and that's where I carry a small eagle feather in honor of the little children that died. And I went through similar situations. My brother and sisters were all in residential schools, and I was placed in a foster home with another residential school with my stepmother, and she abused me and my sisters for many years because she was abused, and I was small. I could have been physically and spiritually abused, and when I was about 6 years old, I climbed this one tower. It's electric wire because I wanted to get away from the abuse, and I climbed it and I went to touch the top wire. I was only 7. I didn't know about life or death, but I wanted to get away from the abuse. So I went and grabbed the wire. Then my stepmother says, "Get blank down here, you stupid, ugly," said bad names to me. And I was so scared of her, so I climbed down the thing there real fast, and then she beat me up for climbing up there. But just my just the abuse though, it's rough, and I feel sorry for any child that goes through any kind of abuse, because they trust the person that, especially if it's a priest or something, you trust them that they're from God, and you want to please them because it's God, but then they go and abuse. And I had a friend of mine, his mother, she killed herself when she was 47 because she was raped by a priest and she was a child. And for a child, they feel guilty. Like I felt guilty even though I was raped. And but I realized it's not my fault, and it's not no child's fault. And the government should pay for the children, the sneakers there, and compensate, and they should apologize. But I'm hearing that the Pope doesn't want to apologize because he's scared of liability. But to me, liability or not, you still should apologize. And because it's just going to stay the same, and it's not right. So I feel they should apologize, and I think they should investigate every child that they find, how the child was killed, or were they thrown in the fire while they're alive, the sadness. And so I feel for the families. I know the government's trying to offer money, but it's the memories that they're going to have forever, bad memories. And it's just, like I said, I got brothers and sisters, and I'm not even close to none of them because they were in school. I got my brother, and I asked him, "How come you don't hug my mother?" And he says, "I don't know her. He was taken away when he was 4 years old. And my mother was in the hospital. She had TB for 2 years. And when he came back when he was like 18, 19, he couldn't hug my mother because he didn't know her. He said, she's just as another Indian woman. There's no feelings. Everything's cold. I go see my brothers and sisters. It's really cold. But they try to be there like for weddings and funerals, but I don't visit their houses. I'm a stranger. But they're there for me anyways, but it's hard, not as close as I want brothers and sisters to be, my brothers and sisters. So, that's it. And I know this other lady, she was my counselor in high school, and she said she was resident school, and she had to walk around with a clothespin on her tongue because she wasn't allowed to speak her language. Nobody was allowed to speak their language or their culture, show their culture. So, things are going to get better, and I hope that we want to be treated fair, and we do want the Catholic religion, the Catholic Pope, and everything to apologize, and so we could all grow together. I'm not against God or against the church. I'm against some of the people that represent the church in a bad way. But I still believe in God. I still wear a cross here, and I still smudge, and I do native culture too. But I believe in goodness, and I believe everything is going to be better, and just got to get the Pope to apologize. Miigwech.
Okay. When I first heard about the findings of the children, I was quite, surprised, appalled, and shocked. Took me quite some time to figure out what to do, say, how to feel about this. I slept on it. I reflected on the next day. I knew our people would suffer from this. It's a trauma. It's a trauma situation that we have to hear and deal with. It's unfortunate this has happened. There has to be accountability on the government's part from this. It's not right. It's not fair. I'm sure if there were a mass grave of non-Indigenous people found like this, bigger things would be happening across all of Canada. As I mentioned, I was very shocked and need time to heal and think about it. And, moving forward, our community is trying to come together through these challenging times, through COVID and whatnot, and this, caused more hurt. And, we see it here today with all the people gathering, in solidarity to try and raise the awareness around this. We're handing out pamphlets, we're stopping cars, we're drumming. We're trying to show our solidarity and support with our brothers and sisters in BC right now who are suffering.
It was very difficult to get to know the founding of the 215 Native kids in Kamloops. I think it's a similar situation in Latin America too, where a lot of our kids are being also mistreated by the Catholic Church, and we're being tried to erase our culture, our traditions, and through this so-called creator or Jesus Christ is something that we don't believe. Our own people has our own beliefs. We believe, we have our spiritual belief, and it's horrible what happened here. And I just want to tell you that actually the same thing what happened in Latin America too. The church has been a horrible colonizer, and what else can I say? The resistance continues, and we just keep fighting and surviving.
I'm not surprised that there's 215 children buried at Kamloops Residential School in British Columbia. There are thousands more buried underneath residential schools all over Canada, and now it's resurfacing. And for Indigenous people, it's a big step for the awareness of what the kids went through in the residential schools. And with the orange and the orange river that represents it, it's for the children. It's just to represent them, since they don't have a voice. They didn't have a voice back then, but now they do, coming through us, but through all Indigenous people across Canada.
Love, bravery, truth, wisdom, humility, honesty, respect. We are the people who went through many hardships. Eldest teachings of the past, keeping us strong, laughing, loving, and moving on, living strong.